What does it mean to be all in? It means you're confident you're doing the right thing. You commit to it. For Dominion Energy, we're all in on helping the environment. We're all in on clean energy, all in on solar, all in on building the nation's largest offshore wind farm. We're even capturing the methane from local farms to create renewable natural gas. We're not doing it because it's the easy thing to do, but because it's the right thing to do. For your family and friends, your neighbors and your community, for the future, for our planet. Dominion Energy. Actions speak louder.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. You are about to listen to an episode of Monster Madness.
You think I don't know the difference between a wolf and a man?
Bela became a wolf, and you killed him. A werewolf can be killed only with a silver bullet, or a silver knife, or a stick with a silver handle.
Welcome to this episode of the Monster Madness podcast. I am one of your triple threat hosts, Matt Stein. With me, as always, Erica Gwynn. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
And the D-Man, the moneymaker, Daniel Gwynn. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
I feel like this might be my foray into radio DJ-ness.
It sounds pretty good so far.
We're here on the Top 40 with your old boy, Matt, the moneymaker Stein. Too much?
I love it.
I have been drinking all day.
It does not show.
Yeah, no one has any idea that I've been sipping the devil's elixir. This week we're talking about the movie Wolfman, which I like to call less sucky than a lot of others.
I'm glad you liked it.
Didn't say I like it, just said it sucked a lot less than others.
It's not my favorite, but I thought it was still...
I feel like every one of these like old Universal movies, the acting is hot garbage. But then you look at a lot of these newer movies and the acting isn't much better, so I don't really know what I expected. But at the end of the day, like for what it is, it's not a bad movie. And it's only, 89 minutes? Not even. 69 minutes?
Yeah, it was 69 minutes.
Yeah, so I'd rather get bad acting in 69 minutes than 2.5 hours.
I agree.
Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, I guess, we can just get right into this movie, and neither of you seem very talkative.
Well, no, you're saying everything that I'm thinking.
Bread is great.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so we're still
I gotta stop talking to you because I keep saying that.
Wrong. But it's such a great line. Like, someone says something, and you don't want to say, like, yeah, you're right. You just say, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I know, and I've completely incorporated it into my...
Vernacular?
Everyday vernacular. Yep.
He tells me this all the time now.
School.
Yeah, I'm
words.
like, you're not wrong. And he just like looks at me.
Like,
yeah.
So I'm right.
It's all right. You both love me. You'll learn to do
You
it.
know it.
So that's we should start the Monster Madness word of the week. This week is vernacular.
Ooh.
Oh.
Let's
like
not keep
that.
that up because it's not very often I say smart words. Next week is sock. I put a sock on.
And the week after that, toe.
Toe. Yeah, my toe goes into the sock from last week.
We're making connections, people.
Took me that long to figure out how to put it on. With that, I guess we can just go ahead and get right into the old Wolfman, 1941.
Let's do it.
Man, Erica's so much better at this than I am. But
I'm really not.
we'll just get to the plot. So the beginning of the movie, I'm just going to read Wikipedia because I kind of had a hard time following this movie. I don't know about you guys.
Well, it's kind of started off with Larry with the telescope, right?
I don't know. Let him just read what Wikipedia says.
But he's very right. So, Larry.
Make sure we credit Wikipedia.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because it gives a nice, succinct plot of the movie. So Larry learns about the death of his brother. So he returns to his hometown in Wales. I'm reading the town name, and I don't know how to say it. But he wants to reconcile with his estranged father, who is Sir John Talbot.
Was it like his twin brother, though? From that painting, because they only had a painting of the one, it looked exactly like Lon Chaney.
I don't think it says. But you could be very right.
I could be.
While there, Larry becomes romantically interested in the local girl, Gwen. Now, I want to point out that by being romantically interested, it's just him using a high-powered telescope to look into her bedroom.
Oh, he was super creep.
Oh, terrible. And then he tries to pass it off as being psychic.
Yeah, he's like, I was staring at you all night.
Yeah, and then later,
Those are
instead
nice
of
earrings.
I know, he was an absolute creep.
You want to know what more I saw that night?
well, and the weirdest part is that instead of later on when he admits and he's like, "Oh, I wasn't really psychic. I was just using a high-powered telescope to look into your bedroom."
Yeah, that's my issue with this movie, just to start off, is that he was so aggressive and creepy.
Uh-huh.
You need to slow your roll there,
Yes.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry.
It is a little odd.
If any dude, I don't care if it's 1941, 2001, or now, was just telling me how they were looking into my bedroom, that's a red flag right there.
Well, I think she kind of made it look like she thought it was odd too, but
What you
she
think?
She couldn't get out of the situation. So
Yeah.
she's like, ha 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 ha.
That's a patriarchy for you.
Can I tell you guys a super creepy story about my childhood?
Absolutely, I'm ready for it.
Okay. Now you can totally leave this in. I don't want you to feel like you have to cut this out. But when I was probably like 10, and we'd play with all the neighborhood kids, and the house next to us had a girl who was 4 or 5 years older than me. We were waiting for her and her friend to change, and I remember looking into the bedroom and just being like, "Oh, they turned the light off. They're coming back down." And I told everyone, and everyone was like, "What is fucking wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I just turned the light off." And up until like 5-10 years later, I never realized. I'm like, that's super creepy to just be looking in a girl's bedroom windows. But at the time, at 10 years old, I was like, I saw the light go off. They were coming down. That's it.
I think at 10 years old, it's pretty innocent. If
Yeah,
you're-
but everyone else was like 15. So they're like, wow, you're a fucking
You're at
creeper.
perv status.
Yeah.
if you're 15, 20,
a little different.
30,
Still.
that's called a voyeur.
Yeah. Whatever
It's a
you're
little
into.
dangerous.
Yeah, whatever you're into.
But as long as you're not looking in the windows of women now, I think you're safe.
Is that a telescope?
Is that a telescope in the background?
Shut up, Daniel. Just my wife. And that's not creepy.
No,
She's
I'll
my
admit,
wife.
like when I was a kid, I would like creepily kind of just like, you just look. It's not.
I don't think it's creepy. I just think it's like human. At that age, it's like human nature to be curious.
It's it's curiosity, especially at that age, because you're on the cusp of some weirder shit that's about to happen.
Yeah. So back to this sweet lady who's in the window. Gwen owns an antique shop, and Larry goes up in there and he's like, "Hey, girl, let me get them earrings." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "I saw them in the window because I'm psychic." And she was like, "Well, I'm engaged and I'm totally turned on by you." And
Have my cane.
that wasn't weird enough for her to be like, "Well, you're psychic and you saw these earrings that are only in my bedroom ever?"
What else did you see?
Yeah, and he was just
When
like,
did he stop?
"Don't worry about it, girl." I actually think he gave her the new Fetty Wap mixtape. That part didn't happen. I made that up. So yeah, that's when things get a little weird. Like that, I thought that was a really uncomfortable situation. I thought it was
to start the movie off on
Yeah.
that foot,
yeah, and it's also very weird to me. Like this is what, probably 10 minutes in,
if that.
if that. So consider 10 minutes into this movie, we're already what, a sixth of the way in.
Yes.
So
He did convince her to go on a date, right? Or was that like
No, he like
just
kind of
waiting-
just
was
like
he just waiting outside?
yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'll see you at 8," and he just kind of showed back
Just
up
showed
to
up.
because he
Okay.
wanted to go on a walk,
'Cause
quote unquote, with her.
I kind of forgot that part. I was like, did they set up a date or did they not?
No, because she's engaged.
these movies move so quickly that sometimes it's really difficult to like notice when a lot of things happen.
Yeah, similar with like Dracula, you have
Mm-hmm.
to kind of interpret a lot of stuff really quickly.
Yeah.
I don't really know why they did that though. Like why they wouldn't
I
pay more attention to detail.
Yeah, but I think like, so I don't really know what the air lengths of TV shows were then, but now you consider most TV shows are 42 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have 12 episodes, so you're looking at roughly 10 hours per season. Movies are at least 2 hours a piece. Like, when was the last time you saw a brand new movie that was under 2 hours?
I wasted 2 hours of my life today watching a terrible movie. Then it wasn't what we're
what was
discussing
it?
right now. Dark Phoenix.
We could talk about that later. I saw it in the movie theater. I was incredibly drunk. Didn't hate
That
it.
probably
Didn't
proved
think it was good. But
Just on one note, they could have done better. Even the filmmaker said that they could have done better. They tried. It's like that Bart Simpson moment. At least you tried with the cake.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool idea, and I don't want to get into it because this is not why we're here to talk about it. But I thought it was a cool idea. It just was executed very poorly.
Yeah, like most of the movies that we're probably watching.
Absolutely. Let's at least soak up the ones that I don't despise now, because very quickly I'm going to hate everything.
Yep.
Much with my entire life. Yeah. So there, because I've been very open with the fact that I'm just reading a Wikipedia outline here, but it does mention the poem that continues to be reiterated.
Oh yeah. Please say it.
Yes. Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. Okay. My number one problem here. They keep talking about a pentagram and it's just a fucking star.
Yeah.
Because even my wife was like, I didn't realize a pentagram had anything to do with a werewolf, and I was like, it's a goddamn star. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's not a pentagram.
Well, it was on the cane that she gave him.
Was it?
Yeah, it's on the cane with
Is
the
it
wolf.
on the side of the head?
It's on the side, so it was like the wolf's head coming out, and then at the base of the cane was the pentagram.
Yeah, you have to admit that is a boss cane, though.
No, it was
And it's
bad
pure
as
silver.
fuck. But it was also very awkward with the size of the head. But even when the fortune teller, he just has the star, and then when he looks at the chick's hand, it's just a star. It's not a pentagram.
Did he have a star on his forehead too for like a brief second?
Yes.
I could have swore he did.
Yeah, they flashed it on his forehead to show that he had the mark of the wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he had a very poor pencil drawing of a star on his chest.
Where they messed up like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, you could see like a mess of line.
I did think, and this is going to be very strange sounding, but I thought of you, Erica, when Larry when he's trying to show the cop about how he got bit by I'm flashing you right now. He got bit by the wolf, and they're like, there's no wound. And I'm like,
why do you think of me?
Because of last week with Dracula, how they couldn't show a man biting another man. He was showing his chest, and it was very apparent that he didn't want to show his chest.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you can't show the nips.
Right. And even later when he does show part of his chest, it's like very limited, and I'm sure that there was a lot of...
It's like a little 3x3 area.
Yeah. Could have shaved for the crowd, but, I don't want to tell him how to live his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But before we get to that, doesn't he go... Did you want to talk about the gypsy?
Well, yeah, we're getting there. Trust me, that's probably the next line on Matt's Wikipedia page.
That night, Larry attempts to rescue Gwen's friend Jenny from what he believes to be a sudden wolf attack.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
How
about that wolf?
It kind of skips a little bit because it doesn't talk about the whole meeting with the gypsy that we just talked about, but he kills the beast with his new walking stick that Daniel loves so much. He gets bitten on the chest in the process. The fortune teller named Maleva? I just watched it and I don't remember how to say her name.
I think it's Malavia.
No. Maleva?
I don't know.
Maleva. Maleva.
Just...
Whatever. She reveals to Larry that the animal which bit him was actually her son, Bella, which is played by Bela Lugosi, who was also in Dracula.
Dun, dun, dun.
In the form of a wolf. Should have finished that, but... she also reveals that Larry will transform into a wolf as soon since he was bitten. So this is something we did talk about, I believe, last week, right? Because Dracula in the original Dracula could also transform into a werewolf,
yes.
Which we thought was weird. And then it was like the transitive properties of being bitten. So the original Wolfman, and I'm not super up on my werewolf history, but is it still as such that if you get bit by a werewolf, that is how you become a werewolf?
Yes, that's how it seemed to be.
I believe
it is.
So, yeah.
Okay. Which I guess makes sense. But yes, so Larry figures out that he is going to become a werewolf, warns Gwen, gives her his charm.
Dumb.
So that's what I've been wondering.
Very dumb.
He never wore the charm. Does it even work?
Well, we don't know
because could that have solved the whole thing?
Well,
Maybe.
yeah, he probably could have just worn the charm and would have been fine. Versus Maleva, the gypsy woman, having to say that chant to him all the time to get him to calm down, kind of like how Thor goes to the Hulk and he's just like, the sun is setting.
Calm down, big guy. Calm down.
And he just phases out of his wolf.
Something I did notice that was a little weird in this movie is most current werewolf movies, like when they transform into a werewolf, even the first time, it's very quick. And in this one, it was incredibly slow.
I mean, in American Werewolf in London, it wasn't that quick.
That is not a movie that I have seen within 100 beers, so I don't remember it.
Really? All right.
I haven't seen it in quite a while, if ever.
Best. I mean,
I also thought it was weird that the first wolf that he killed was like a German Shepherd, and they never showed him like turning into like a normal.
Yeah, there was
they
like
just skipped that whole part, and it's just like Wolf Man.
Yeah, that was a little weird. How
like could the other guy only turn into a wolf, or could he turn into the Wolf Man?
Yeah, that was a little weird. How Bella could just transform straight into a 4-legged animal, and then Larry is just this kind of half-breed type thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point.
I don't think Matt thought of it that deeply.
No, not at all. I literally, Alyssa and I had a short conversation about how slowly it took him to grow hair. But the second time around, he changes pretty quick.
Yeah.
Which I assume that the first time was more of a let's build suspense and make it a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is he switches clothes like all the time too.
Yeah, the first transformation, he's wearing a white t-shirt, and then all of a sudden he's wearing like this blue button down.
Something,
like, oh.
Yeah, something I did notice is most modern day movies, and I'm doing very broad generalizations here. If someone transforms into a werewolf, they when they come back, they are naked. And they're fully clothed except for the shoes.
Yes.
Which I get for the times makes sense, but it's just
makes life easier.
Yeah, something to make note of. But when you turn into a werewolf, you're going to shred all them threads.
For sure. Or at least slip off if you're actually going into like a small dog-like wolf.
Ooh,
like Bella.
That's a really good point.
I have them sometimes.
Oh, good points. It's like, you turn into a werewolf once in a while?
Once every 27 days.
All right. As you mentioned, Talbot turns into a wolf-like creature, stalks the village, first killing the local gravedigger, and then he retains vague memories of being a werewolf and wanting to kill. Continually struggles to overcome his condition. He is finally bludgeoned to death by his father with his own silver stick. Irony.
It is.
John. Oh yeah, and Gwen is watching. By the way, it's the first instance of voyeurism. John Talbot watches in horror as the dead werewolf transforms into his son. Gwen notices and cries. Scene.
Credits.
Scene.
Beautiful. I didn't appreciate this, but I was curious as to why when he transforms the second time, I believe, he's out in like the woods and his foot gets caught in that bear trap. Because the gypsy woman comes upon him, why would she turn him back into a human so he could experience the pain of a bear trap clenched on his human foot?
And why wouldn't he be strong enough to rip it off?
Yeah, as Wolfman.
Well, because he didn't lift weights.
Clearly. He was a lank Wolfman.
But they did show him take it off. Like his foot just like slid right out.
Yeah, I didn't think that
Didn't even clamp it.
I didn't think that those were bear traps were that easy to like push back down. I don't know.
No, they're super
never
difficult. My understanding is you have to step on a lever and that's what opens it. Like they're made to be difficult to open.
Yeah, I don't know. But I just thought it was odd how she does that whole like calm down thing and then he's phasing back into a human. It's like, yeah, you should deal with this now when you have no supernatural powers.
Yeah, she gives him a nice biscuit.
Pats him on the head, rubs his belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then does Gwen actually fall for him? Like,
I guess to a degree. We didn't even talk about.
She kind of chased after him a few times.
Well,
I think she was curious about him.
Yeah, he kisses her and she doesn't seem to really stop it. She just makes the comment about how she has to go. Typical woman. She probably was supposed to pay half the check and that's why she had to go.
Damn right. 50-50.
What does it mean to be all in? It means you're confident you're doing the right thing. You commit to it. For Dominion Energy, we're all in on helping the environment. We're all in on clean energy, all in on solar, all in on building the nation's largest offshore wind farm. We're even capturing the methane from local farms to create renewable natural gas. We're not doing it because it's the easy thing to do, but because it's the right thing to do. For your family and friends, your neighbors and your community, for the future, for our planet. Dominion Energy. Actions speak louder.
I don't know. She was odd. They were all odd.
Super odd. But
and her poor fiance.
Was he ever seen in the movie? I don't think so.
Yeah, he was at the fair.
Mm.
Yeah, he was the gamekeeper at the house.
He was his gamekeeper, like she said, for the family house. And then they went to the fair and they did the shooting competition.
Oh yeah.
And Larry freezes up when he sees the wolf.
The wolf, yes.
He's like, I can't shoot it.
I swear I saw this part. I don't want to.
And then the guy was like, "Are you going to shoot it or what?" And then he tried to shoot it and he totally missed.
Yeah, I guess I'm like, not gonna lie.
Watched this movie like 6 hours ago.
I know, and I was cooking and drinking, but here's an honest to God truth. I went outside for 5 minutes to put meat on the grill, and I came back and I looked at my wife. I'm like, I feel like I missed way too much.
Must have been that part.
And that's
you missed like major plot points.
Yes, and that's the downside to a 70-minute movie is like you step away for 2 minutes, and I'm very used to 2-hour-long movies where you can miss 10 minutes and you miss absolutely nothing.
You know, there's this convenient button on a remote when you walk away from a movie. It's like 2 parallel lines.
I know where you're going, and I do not want to have any of your shit today, Erica. I do also want to point out that I can't pause people from coming over to my goddamn house, and I needed to finish this movie before they came over, and they
were probably like, "Why are we watching this?"
They were literally walking up to my doorstep as it says the end.
It was a race against time.
It really was. But the fact that I missed her fiance didn't change anything for me.
No, it doesn't change any.
I think that was like pretty much the only time he came up other than when they were searching for him.
Yeah, you see him in the search. You see him. They meet at the antique shop.
And there's the first search where like he just walks like they're like, "What are you doing in the woods?" He's like, "I'm just walking."
Yeah, I'm doing what you're doing. I'm hunting for the wolf.
Barefoot, of course.
Well, do you look at someone's shoes anytime that they walk up to you?
Yes.
Going to now.
I take it all in.
Yeah, don't tell me
you have ADHD. Of course you do. You focus on everything else except.
And then I'll be like, "What? What was the question?"
I love your Dockers.
You have great pants on, but what did you say?
Yeah, like, what did you say? What is your name?
It's 100% accurate, having known him for so long.
And then she'll talk to me later and be like, "Don't you remember talking to so-and-so?" I'm like, "Who?"
He's like, "That didn't happen." I'm like, "Yes, it did."
Do you know how many times I've told my wife, and I'm like, "Hey, remember this person?" She's like, "No." And I'm like, "They were over at our house. You spent hours with them.
We went on vacation together.
Yeah, we literally had a terrific evening." She doesn't remember anything.
Nope.
All
right, I have a question for you guys. It's having seen Dracula.
42.
What?
I was answering your question.
It wasn't math.
Okay. Start over.
Having seen The Wolfman, if you could be a vampire or a wolf, which would you choose?
Vampire for days. Easily.
Yeah, vampire seems a lot sexier.
You get multiple wives, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But you're immortal.
Having multiple wives actually sounds terrible. I'm not going to lie.
Did you say lives or wives?
Wives.
Wives. And then you get the
fuck?
He also got rid of them, I would think, right? Did he ever get rid of them?
What are you trying to say here?
He's living the life.
Okay, so you want to be a vampire now so you could have 4 more of me? Think about what you're saying.
You? No, I don't think
you have one type and it's me.
This is true.
Think about it.
Well, you got the bonuses of, okay, so you can control people. You can live forever. It seems like you're classy as all hell.
But you have to drink blood and you don't like blood.
I'm pretty sure
you'll learn to like it.
You can spike it with some other things.
He passes out when he sees blood.
So does my wife.
Me? Nah.
Yeah, okay. For this podcast, he doesn't.
Normally when I do dumb stuff, my wife's response is, if you hurt yourself, I'm going to pass out when there's blood.
Oh, Alyssa.
Yeah. She's a
I don't know. Can the Wolfman live forever?
I believe there is some immortal tendencies.
Unless someone blasts you in the back of the head with a silver cane.
Or a bullet.
That's true.
Or any type of silver.
Even if you get to like the underworld type of vampire, they're even cooler than like the Lycans.
Yeah, because you only have the Wolfman powers once in a moon cycle, like when there's a full moon. So you can be a vampire all the time. But think about it, living forever. That's a...
Well, you can't... No, you can...
It sounds terrible.
End it.
Why would you want to live forever? You'd have
staked.
to watch every one of your friends and everyone you actually like die.
But when you just make when you just make them all vampires, and you should be a vampire family.
Vamp pack.
Okay, you win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I never thought
It's
about
like
that part.
if you could turn all of your dogs into little vampires, vampire dogs, vamp dogs, you totally would. So Booker could live forever. So Dieter could live forever.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I want Booker to live forever. He's kind of annoying.
But what about Sebastian?
He's a little precious monster. I gotta send you a picture. I don't even know if I actually took it. I think I Snapchat to my friends.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not your friend on Snapchat.
That's my story, bro. Yeah, it's on my Snapchat story. You didn't watch it. He just straight
I'm
put
gonna
his.
look right now.
He just straight up put his butthole on my leg.
Well, that's a dog for you.
Yeah, no. So I mean, that's basically the movie. I don't know. There isn't a ton to say about it.
My bad. There is a Snapchat story that I didn't look at.
Oh, snap, son.
Little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered it.
Oh yeah, we for sure covered everything because it's such a short movie.
All the times we got the pentagram. We hit all the scenes. I would think
The most important things. Everything else is just kind of
just
fluff.
fillers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
there isn't a ton of substance outside of what we covered.
No, it wasn't my favorite, but we'll get into that in a minute because right now, since we've covered everything, it's time for you two to go head to head in Questions of the Damned.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 music.
You're all going to die down here.
I want to play a game.
It's showtime.
You better get your game face on, Matt.
My game face has been drinking
Do we
all
have
day.
buzzers? Are we gonna have buzzers?
Stop hitting stuff.
Okay.
I even have my Freddy Krueger drinking glass.
Aw.
Yep. Okay.
I have a regular.
This beer's not that good, but I'm just.
What is it?
It's called Level Up from 450 North. It's like a 10.5% triple dry hopped IPA.
You're drinking what you drank last week. I
No,
think.
Are you really?
no.
Oh no, he's not.
No.
That's a new one.
This is Imperial Russian Stout.
You sent me pictures, haven't you?
I think I sent you this one before.
I remember the can, so it's very possible.
Yeah, it's from the Chamonix Creek.
Leon
Brewing Company.
Russian Imperial Stout. Oh.
Yep.
Did you say
It's
Leon?
pretty good. I like
It says, your dad's name, Leon.
Leon.
Thank you for
Russian
remembering.
Imperial
It's very
Stout.
sweet. I'll have to remind him that someone on the internet that he's never met knows his
I
name.
like it indeed.
I can't forget a name like Leon. I told you he has such a strong name. Like I
fucking
feel
strong,
like he
man.
should be
It's strong like his
Just a-
mustache.
exactly. Not only have you told me that he has a badass
fucking
mustache.
Killer
His name-
nose neighbor.
I was thinking of
Leon.
that video game thing, but that's not Leon. It's like Leroy, isn't it?
Yeah, Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins. God damn it, Leroy.
Guys, do I take a kicker in the 13th round or wait till the 14th?
Wait, what?
Fantasy football.
Just talking about the draft.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention.
This is still, this draft is still happening. It has been going on for a very long time.
Kicker.
Thank you. All right.
Kicker.
Okay, fine, whatever. Sure.
All right, so don't look at the questions. Don't look at the
I
answers.
couldn't read that if I wanted to. The
I know,
print
I
is
have
like
it so tiny.
itty-bitty.
But I have the answers highlighted so I remember.
Dun, dun,
All
dun.
right.
Here we go.
Shake out the jiggers. Who was originally intended to play Larry Talbot's character in the film? Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Humphrey Bogart.
Humphrey.
Hold on. I didn't even decide who's going to go first.
I guess Daniel gets to go first, and his first choice
Yeah,
is
I know.
Humphrey.
First choice for the winner. I'm going to go with Humphrey. It just sounds like.
Yeah,
a
give him
good
that old honk honk. What are the other options, please?
One of the bees.
Chat. Jesus Christ, you can't remember.
Boris Karloff.
Look at Matt. He's already up one.
Ching!
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Could
All
be a
right.
tie by the end of this.
Yeah. Could be. All right, Daniel. You got it wrong. You get the next question. True or false? This film was the first to showcase a werewolf's vulnerability to silver, particularly in the form of a silver bullet.
True.
Yeah, I would just
That
fucking
was
give him the
easy.
trophy.
Calm down. All right, Matthew.
Yes, dear.
How many hours did it take to apply the makeup onto Lon Chaney Jr. when he was being fully transformed into the werewolf? 9 hours? 6 hours? 3 hours?
9 hours. Oh, fuck you and your couch.
Oh, go ahead. Daniel.
6 hours.
Really?
Yes.
I assumed it would have been the longest because.
But
whatever.
this is the kicker. 9 hours would be total to put on and to take off. 6 hours to put on, 3 hours to take off.
So I
He's
get
just ripping it off.
half
You-
a point.
You get a half a point.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're still down a point and a half.
Still gonna lose.
I'm down half a point. Learn how to
All right,
count.
Matt. I'll give you the next question.
No, that's fine.
Undefeated.
Well, it's his turn. Let him go first. I don't need any concession questions.
No. Loser goes next.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, it's true. I don't know. I just randomly pick who goes next. Anyway,
That's fine.
in the beginning of the film, we see Larry Talbot attacked by a wolf. This was actually a German Shepherd owned by an actor on this film. Which actor was it?
Oh.
Lon Chaney Jr., Bela Lugosi, or Claude Rains? Claude was his dad, the guy who played his dad.
So it was Claude, Bela Lugosi, and who else?
Lon Chaney, the guy who played Larry Talbot.
Okay. Well, Bela Lugosi seems more like a Shih Tzu owner. Claude is his dad. Probably has some repressed issues with his son. I'm gonna go with Claude Rains.
I'm so sorry, you're wrong.
Damn it! I put so much fake interest in that one.
You did. I thought you were so close.
What was the choices?
Lon Chaney Jr., Bela Lugosi, or Claude Rains?
Did we pick? Who'd you pick?
You picked Claude.
Oh, I was about to do.
No, you shouldn't have told him. You could have had a double bad.
It was the dad.
Just
That's-
let
you
him.
just
Just give it to him. Just give it to him.
Is that your choice? Is that your choice?
That's my final.
Okay, that was Claude again, so you're wrong, dumbass. Oh my God.
I can't imagine it was his dog, so I have to imagine it was Bela Lugosi's.
No, it was Lon Chaney's German Shepherd.
Wow, you never would have thought that dog.
Go with your gut, people.
My gut
All
is
right.
very unhappy right now. I've been.
I already messed up. I picked the same person.
Yeah, I know you dipshit. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
And you've been Matt, you have been drinking all day. This is his first beer.
Yeah, I don't even want to tell you how many I've had because I don't remember.
It's probably enough to hospitalize him, but let's not even get into that.
I can count if you want me to.
No, thank you.
I'm going to.
The
Anyways.
final question, the game winner.
tie?
I don't even know because you both suck.
1-1. Yeah, we no. We're because there's what 4 questions total.
5.
Then I don't know what's happening.
Well, I know that you have half a point. He has 1 point, I think.
And I have 1. He has 1.
No, you have half a point.
No, I got the first one right.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
no,
did.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay, you are tied. I'm
yeah.
sorry. My bad.
No.
Actually, no, Matt, you're in the lead. I should probably pay attention to the points.
Shit.
See? And we're saying she's telling me I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I
She's
haven't
over
even.
here supposed to be the game master.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
I just tapped untap so many times it asked me if it needed a ride with Uber.
You're like, no,
say
I'm
no.
home.
Yeah, I'm fucking just trying to. All right, sorry. On.
No, you're good. This is, I guess, the game winner. Whose question is it now? It's yours. Okay.
Mine, 'cause I lost.
All right. Which item from the film is the only surviving prop? The pentagram pendant Larry gives Gwen, Larry's silver wolf cane, or Malva's necklace?
It's got to be the cane.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Wah!
Dan wins the game.
God, fuck your couch. I've had 8 beers today.
That's not that bad.
I have number 9 next to me.
He's doing a victory dance.
I noticed.
So, if my calculations are correct,
Shut
2-0. 2-0.
Shut up. Without me, you have no audio.
I mean, he's right, so be nice.
He's just like,
He just did a Renfield laugh. Oh, shit.
yep. We'll be in our next one.
And with that being said, we're going to get to the point where we recommend this movie. Daniel.
Or we don't.
Or we don't. That's a very good point. Daniel, as the cuter of the two of you, would you recommend The Wolfman?
Ew.
I would not recommend this movie. He got a little bit of a perv in the beginning of the movie.
I'm being sandbagged right now.
And then,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the acting was that great.
But what movie has the acting been good in?
What?
What movie has the acting been good in?
Dracula was good.
Dracula was pretty good. I thought you had some good, eye stuff in that one. But in this one, to me, I think they tried, but like some of the pentagram stuff was just, wasn't that great in my opinion. And then,
That's a good point.
like I said before, you got the first Wolfman. It's just a German Shepherd, and then it's just like, all right, this one shows no transforming from a dog or a wolf to the Wolfman. He just kind of jumps into it, and there's a little plot holes with the switching of the clothes every single time. So for me, I even though it's an original, I take it for that I do appreciate that part of it. I just wouldn't recommend it. If you don't want to see the original, it's not worth your while. How about you? You're over here shaking your head.
Of course I would recommend it.
She's upset.
I'm not upset. I'm perturbed.
Fair enough.
No, I mean, that's your opinion. That's totally fine. I'm totally cool with that. That's why there's differing of opinions. That's what makes the world go round. I would recommend it just because, like I've said with Dracula before, that if these are cornerstones of the horror genre, when you think back of where it all began, you have many silent films, and then you have these that kind of shaped what everything will become. So until we get kind of like beyond these, I feel like I'm always going to say that I'm going to recommend that you give them at least a shot. It's not a completely terrible movie. There are some very dated things that are said and make you feel kind of icky. Mm-hmm. But as a whole, I think there's definitely some iconic scenes when you see the Wolfman walking through the foggy forest and all that personally, I can't imagine not having that image in my brain. So I would recommend it.
Yeah, I'm going to reiterate bits and pieces of what both of you said. There's weird, creepy parts involving a high-powered telescope. The acting is not very good. There's a lot of stuff that's really dated, but at the end of it, like, I actually think it was a pretty decent movie. So I would recommend this.
Suck it, Daniel.
Whoever is bitten by a werewolf and lives becomes a werewolf himself.
Oh, quit handing me that. You're just wasting your time.
That's going to do it for another episode of the Monster Madness podcast. Thank you very much. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Monster Madness Pod. We have a TeePublic if you want to get some of them sweet, sweet shirts. Guaranteed to make you feel great in the summer. If you're watching the video, if you're a Patreon, you will see our host Daniel sporting them constantly, looking svelte as fuck. Outside of that, I mentioned we do have a Patreon. If you actually want to see what we look like, you pay a couple bucks. You can see us look stupid on the internet. It's top notch. So yeah.
It's wonderful.
Join us again next time. We'll talk some sort of other movie and be ridiculous, I promise. See you guys later.
Thanks.
Adios.
Thank you.
Go now, and heaven help you.
What does it mean to be all in? It means you're confident you're doing the right thing. You commit to it. For Dominion Energy, we're all in on helping the environment. We're all in on clean energy, all in on solar, all in on building the nation's largest offshore wind farm. We're even capturing the methane from local farms to create renewable natural gas. We're not doing it because it's the easy thing to do, but because it's the right thing to do. For your family and friends, your neighbors and your community, for the future, for our planet. Dominion Energy. Actions speak louder.